Okay, looking at doing one of these group frequency distributions, one thing you've got to keep in mind is all of the little rules that it kind of tells you here. So it says to make sure that the class widths are multiple of 5, and then the last one that's kind of a big one is that the lower class limits are multiples of the class width. So first we'll figure out the class width. Oh, whoa. Not quite sure what happened there. Let's get that back going. Okay, so looking at the class width, what we want to do is the maximum value minus the minimum value. So in other words, the range. We're going to divide that by 10 because it says we want 10 classes. And then what we're going to do is always round up. I know that's making a lot of noise. Always round up to the nearest multiple of 5. So that's what this part right here says, round it to the nearest multiple of 5. So looking at this data, let's see, what's the smallest value? We've got 45, 44, 43, 43. Okay, I say two 43s. Looks like 439 is going to be the smallest. And the largest, let's see, there's a 53, 59. Oh, 616. I think that's the biggest. So I see a 616. So we're going to do 616 minus that 439. Then we'll divide it by 10. And that gives us, so this is actually 17.7. But what we're going to do is round it up to the nearest multiple of 5. So in other words, 20. So our class width is going to be 20. So now we have to figure out what our lower limit should be. And here's the kicker. Oh, go back. It says that the lower limit should be a multiple of the class width. So notice our smallest number here is 439. So you would think maybe you could start at 430, but that is not a multiple of 20. So we're not starting at 430. So what we're going to do is start at 420 for our first class. And so then the next one would be 440. So that's 2, 3, 4. Oops. 5, etc. The other ends of these are going to stop just short of the next guy's limit there. So 459, 479. Can I just say etc. here? There we go. And so then what you'll do is just go in and count the number of values that are in each of those intervals, and that's what will come down this other side. So again, this first one would be 420 to 439, square brackets on either side, and then you would go through and count the number of values that are between 420 and 439, and I think it's just going to be those two 439s, so then that would be a 2. So that's what you're going to do. Again, the keys are that the class width has to be a multiple of 5, and that your starting point has to be a multiple of that. So if our class width had been 25, we actually would have started with 425, right? Because that's a multiple of 25. So again, find your class width, and then that lower limit has to be a multiple of the class width.